guys? My name is Alina Smith. I'm a singer, songwriter, producer, author, podcast host, and a general polymath. So super stoked to be here. Yeah, let's dive right in.
Beauty queen, skinny jeans. Didn't eat her dinner just so she could fit a dream. Drinking in compliments, but they made her hungrier with every binge. Her mirror was a warden.
It's one of those things, I really didn't want to be an artist anymore. I was like, I'm really comfortable being a producer. Like, I'm safe here. It's a safe space for me, while being an artist, like being super candid, wasn't. So, I started working with this life coach, and I started telling her, I love what I do. I love being a producer and catering to other artists and making sure their visions come to life. But, there's like a little bit of something missing, because I basically, I think a good producer should always elevate the artist's vision. Like, you can, bring in a little bit of your own flavor and stuff, but it's about them and not about you. But at least that's how I view it. So, being a producer for others always, I was like, I never get to write about topics that I really care about. I never get to musically use the exact instrumentation that I would choose to for myself. So, and the life coach was like, why don't you just make some songs for yourself, right? What's so hard about that? And I said, oh, but I'm not an artist like this. Why would I do that? So, and she was like, well, think of it as self-therapy, right? So I was like, oh, okay, well, my therapist told me I should do something for therapy. I guess I should do it. So I sat down the next day to write the song, and I just was like, oh, I'll just write something. I don't have any ideas. I don't know what's going to happen. I'll just humor her. And as soon as I sat down, the song that I'm releasing, Girl, It Was Perfect, it just kind of tumbled out, and it was born. And I was just like, I'm going to have to release this, won't I? I have to crawl out of my little shell and do this again, just because I want the song to be out in the world, because I think it deserves to.
I will never forget the way this guy just cut me off, and he said, you got to pick one. You got to just pick one, because if you do too many things, you're a jack of all trades and a master of none. And I just remember being so shocked by that, especially because the thing that I wanted to be was kind of almost like a traditional thing. Singer-songwriters are not an unusual combination of skills. There's a lot of artists that write their own songs and sing them. That's not strange. It's not that new. So, but I will never forget the way this guy just shut me down from the get-go. And he was just like, no, you have to pick one.
I'm very much into manifestation, vision boarding. I have this vision board by my bed, and I've had the words crossover creative on the board for a while, and I didn't know what they meant. I just was like, oh, it's just to remind myself to live my truth or something like that. And I think one day I just looked at the words and I was like, podcast. It was, I don't know, as an artist, as a creative individual, I don't know if you ever feel like things just sort of come down. They just appear in your mind, and you couldn't really exactly trace back, the thought process. You're like, it's just here, it got channeled in. So I don't usually question when that happens. So I was like, okay, cool. I'm going to go and just record my first episode right now. So luckily I have a studio, so it's kind of easy to do. And I've been really enjoying it, because it's nice to be able to share my thoughts. First of all, let me backpedal for a second. So my podcast is called Crossover Creative. It's basically addressing the joys and the issues of being a polymath, multi-talented, if you want to call it, individual. So, I talk about a lot of the issues, like creative fears, or how to balance your day, things like that, as, a polymath. But what's been really fun for me too is interviewing other people that also do more than just one thing, and just asking them, hey, how do you do it? How do you stay sane? How do you not get overwhelmed? What are your tricks? How do your different arts feed into each other? So, as a very introverted person, I'm like, oh, it's an excuse to have deep conversations, which is what my heart craves, is to connect with all kinds of different people. So yeah, it's been really enjoyable for me personally. But I've also been surprised that a lot of people seem to connect to it. It gives them hope, because I think multi-potentiality has been really stigmatized pretty heavily in our culture. Like that whole jack of all trades, master of none, it puts people like us down, really. So I think it's nice to be able to bring that up to light and, show people that are like that, hey, it's okay to be yourself. So to follow my podcast, it's on Apple Podcasts or Spotify. It's just Crossover Creative. Type that in, it comes up. On YouTube, so I'm under my production team's name, Lyre Music. It's Lyre, like the instrument. So if you type that in, you'll find it. Also, my Instagram is Alina Music, ALINA MUSIC. And my Twitter is the Alina Smith, not because I'm the Alina Smith, but because Alina Smith was taken. So yeah, that's about it. Hi, my name is Alina Smith, and you've just been buzzed.